I figure I've got about 15 minutes before it starts to rain. I was out this morning with my camera, walking along the shores of the Hudson River looking for raptors to photograph. Red-tailed hawks, bald eagles, owls. Couldn't find anything really. There were a lot of people about also, so I think they were making a lot of noise and scaring the birds away. But in any event, it was nice to get out there, get a little bit of fresh air, and take advantage of the calm before the storm, because there is a lot of bad weather coming. As per usual, it seems that every weekend, we have bad weather here in my area. But anyway, I was going through my gear one night last week and came across my old Baro Cook Stove, which is a flameless cooker. It uses one of those chemical packets, and I purchased it about 4 years ago, used it once or twice, and then promptly forgot about it. So I figured I would give it another go, see if the chemical packets are still viable, and prepare a dehydrated meal before I go home. So that's what I'm going to do, and let's get set up and see if this Baro stove still works. So, in case any of you are interested in the camera I was using, today I took my G9. It was tough to hand hold this and film at the same time. My Lumix G9 with the 100 to 300 lens. This is a great camera and a great lens. I'd love to have the 100 to 400, but that particular lens costs about $1,600, which is around $600 more than the camera costs. So that will remain on the old wish list for the near future, for the considerable future actually. So let's see. This is the Baro stove, and I'll make a beef stroganoff, Mountain House beef stroganoff, and we'll see how that goes. So the concept of this stove is quite simple, really. It's just a container within a container with a lid. It's got a foam outer core on it to help keep the heat trapped in, and basically you just open it. You have, these are the Flameless packets. I brought 2 of them in case one doesn't work. I still have another shot at getting lunch out of this experience. There's a metal tin which holds the food, and then there's another inner tin which takes the water and the chemical packet. So basically, we take the chemical packet, we open it, put it in here, fill this to the water line, pour the water in, and that will trigger the heating element. It gets up to a little bit under, so 98 degrees centigrade, which is, I don't know, 200 and something. So it's a little under the boiling point of water in both Celsius and Fahrenheit. So definitely hot enough to rehydrate, this. Maybe even make a cup of tea or coffee, although I've never tried that. So here's the packet itself, and we'll keep this because we have to add our water, which I'll do now. Spilled a lot of it in the vehicle, but that's okay. It's just water. Pour this up to the line. I don't know if this is showing up at all. There we go. So we've got water up to the fill line, which I'll now add to this and see what happens, if anything. Okay, water is in. I'll get this ready to go. Actually, I'll hold off on a second in case it doesn't work. I won't needlessly open up my Mountain House. I don't know if I should be holding this or having my face too close to it, but it doesn't look like anything is happening so far. I think if anything was going to happen, it would have happened already. But let's give it a little bit of time. Oh, I hear sizzling. If this was a survival situation right now, things wouldn't be looking so well. I hear some slight sizzling. There's a little bit of bubbling here. Aside from that, nothing is happening. Still cold to the touch. I would say that this packet is a dud. Or is it? There's a little something happening, but definitely not enough to cook a meal. Well, let's toss this and try again. So as soon as I turned off the camera, it started to go, which is always the way. Okay, so it's definitely getting hot. We'll put the can in. Yow, that is hot. Got some Mountain House here. My beef stroganoff. Take out the oxygen packet. Add water. Close it up. And now we wait about 7 minutes. I don't see an expiration date anywhere on this packet, so I honestly don't know what its lifespan is. It's been going a couple minutes now. There is steam on the corner, so it is doing something, but I seem to recall it being a lot hotter last time I used it. But we'll see. It's still early. It's only been a few minutes. The metal part, the bottom part, definitely feels hot. We'll let it keep going and see how we get on. I bought this stove to take with me to those places where you're not allowed to have a fire. It's not that heavy. It's pretty convenient to use, actually. Very little cleanup. My car is starting to smell like beef stroganoff, which is a good thing. Still not that hot to the touch. It is hot on the bottom, but you know, there's no flame, so there's really nothing to worry about. I can hear it bubbling away now. Looks like I might get a meal out of this after all. It's been about 9 minutes, and let's have a look and see if lunch is served. Just gonna put this down here so I don't make a mess. Open it up. It's very hot now. Smells good. Seems to be reconstituted, rehydrated. Beef seems tender. Yeah, let's give it a try. To be honest, I didn't think this was going to work. I'm pleasantly surprised because it took a long time to get going, and I don't remember it taking that long. I actually turned the camera off at one point because I was going to change the packet, and at that moment it flamed up. So, lesson learned, don't turn the camera off in the future. It's better to just edit parts out that don't apply. But anyway, let's give this a go. As you can see, it's flaming hot. I'm having a little bit of trouble even with the cloth to hold this from the bottom, but that's perfect. The advantage of this kind of stove, you know, aside from not needing anything combustible or matches or anything, you can use it you know, in the snow. You can use it in your vehicle. You can use it just about anywhere where you can't use a stove or light a fire, which is just about everywhere these days. In my area anyway, you can't have outdoor fires. You can't do the barbecues at the park. You can't do any of that stuff now. So no one can have any objection to using a flameless stove. Anyway, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.